Welcome back guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Galax Katana GTX 1070 video card. Now is this video card going to slice through gaming with ease, or is it going to fail miserably? Well, let's take a look to find out. There isn't really much to cover with the new Galax Katana. There's no RGB or additional features like other cards on the market. Clock speeds come in at 1518 MHz for base and 1707 MHz for boost, and we see 8 gigabits per second for the memory. These speeds are a fraction higher than a 1070 Founders Edition, so we should see slightly better performance than a Founders card, if thermal throttling doesn't come into play. The main highlight feature with the Katana is that it is the only single slot 1070 on the market. Galax hasn't just grabbed a Founders card and put a single slot cooler on it. It's actually a full custom PCB, which is much shorter than a traditional one, with the cooler extruding further. They've needed to do this for adequate cooling for the blower design. We'll take a look at temps and noise later on. To power the card, you'll need a single 8-pin power connector. After fully dismantling the card, we see a full copper heatsink cooling the GPU, VRMs and memory. I was really surprised at just how well designed this all was. The top black metallic housing feels to be made from aluminium, which gives the card that quality touch. Video outputs on the Katana include a DVI-D port, DisplayPort 1.4 and HDMI 2.0. As there's no RGB on this card, we don't need to cover any additional software, so let's jump straight into the benchmarks. So with all the above testing, what or who is a Katana designed for, you might be wondering. If you're building a gaming PC with plenty of room, then I'd recommend a card like the Galax GTX 1070 Extreme OC Sniper Edition, as it's a dual slot card and will run cooler. But if you need a powerful single slot card for say a slimline PC, one new server implementation, or where a smaller card is needed, then the Katana is really the only available option around. Being a single slot card, I always wondered if the card would throttle the clocks if the temps were too high. And yes, this did happen, but only during firmark, which isn't really a real world test. I just wanted to see if this would happen. The clocks were brought down to 1460 MHz on the core to keep the card at a consistent 86 degrees C. Noise wise, I was quite surprised that the little fan didn't go off like a jet engine and was barely even noticeable on my open test bench, so expect it to be even quieter in a case. So just the noise levels with the Katana, I've got the same distance between my voice to the microphone and the microphone to the video card, just for a bit of a reference on how noisy this will get during some gameplay. It's running through the 3D Mark Time Spy tests now. Alrighty guys, and that's pretty much everything on the Katana. I've actually had this card for a little while now. I'd received it just before Computex, so I have been smashing out a few games on it for some real world tests. Main games I have been playing is PUBG and Battlefield 1. For example, Battlefield 1, I've been reaching between 80 to 100 frames per second, all ultra settings and 1440p, so that's not bad at all for such a small little slimline card. Now you might be wondering for the price of this card. Umite Online is the only place in Australia that does sell the Katana. It retails for 650 Australian dollars. That's not too bad considering I will call its big brother, the OC Extreme Sniper Edition, is $50 more than the Katana. So it really looks like Galax hasn't just whacked on a high premium because it's such a sort of a unique card that'll sort of be targeted at a niche market. So it's actually reasonably priced, but in saying that, it's really hard to kind of compare video cards at the moment for price range, especially 1070s. Pretty much they've all gone up due to the current circumstances with all the mining. So yeah, it is kind of hard to say if this is good or not, but I would say it is very reasonably priced considering the type of card it is. GPU sag I tested in a separate case, because on a test bench like this, you're not really testing the force of the weight of the card, the way it's sitting. GPU sag was non-existent because all the weight is at the front of the card, which was good. Now you might be wondering if I did any overclocking. I didn't bother with any overclocking because you're not really going to buy this card to do some extreme OC. Once again, if you want to do that, go with something like the Extreme OC Sniper, because you get much better temps and probably higher clocks. This one you're going to use for sort of specific scenarios. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just want to note that I am doing all my benchmarks on my open air test bench, so your sort of temperature results may vary if you're using a standard enclosed case. Now just one more thing, where actually the good guys at Galax have sent us another exact same card, the Katana, in a sealed box to give away. We've actually got this competition running live on our Facebook page now. It's been running for roughly about a week. It's got another week to go. I'll put the link to our Facebook page in the description. Just head over there. It's the #1 post up the top. Just enter that and you have a chance to win a brand new Galax Katana video card. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Just want to thank Galax for sending this out to check out and review. I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for next time.